Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 761. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, or perhaps you're at the stage where you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your book, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can turn someone who doesn't even really see themselves as a writer into a published book author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. And once again, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. As we do every Sunday here on the show, it is Sunday story time, where I grab a book off my bookshelf, whether it's one of my own books or a client book, or a book that has simply positively impacted me in some way. And I read an excerpt to you from that book, followed by some sort of question about the excerpt that you can hopefully apply to your own writing. And here is today's featured Sunday Storytime book, one of my favorites by one of my favorite authors. It's called We Are All Weird: The Rise of Tribes and the End of Normal by Seth Godin. And this book is, I believe, from 2011. And we're going to start with the section, The Mass Market Redefines Normal. The mass market, which made average products for average people, was invented by organizations that needed to keep their factories and systems running efficiently. Stop for a second and think about the backward nature of that sentence. The factory came first. It led to the mass market, not the other way around. Governments went first because it's easier to dominate and to maintain order if you can legislate and control conformity. Marketers, though, took this concept and ran with it. The typical institution, an insurance company, a record label, a bed factory, just couldn't afford mass customization, couldn't afford to make a different product for every user. The mindset was, this is the Eagles' next record. We need to make it a record that the masses will buy because otherwise it won't be a hit and the masses will buy something else. This assumption seems obvious, so obvious that you probably never realized that it is built into everything we do. The mass market is efficient and profitable, and we live in it. It determines not just what we buy, but what we want, how we measure others, how we vote, how we have kids, and how we go to war. It's all built on this idea that everyone is the same, at least when it comes to marketing. And marketing is everywhere, isn't it? Marketers concluded that the more the market conformed to the tight definition of mass, the more money they would make. Why bother making products for left-handed people if you can figure out how to get left-handed people to buy what you're already making? Why offer respectful choice when you can make more money from forced compliance and social pressure? Mass wasn't always here. In 1918, there were 2,000 car companies active in the United States. In 1925, the most popular saddle maker in this country probably had 0.0001% market share. The idea of mass was hardly even a dream for the producer of just about any object. At its heyday, on the other hand, Heinz could expect that more than 70% of the households in the United States had a bottle of their ketchup in the fridge. And Microsoft knew that every single company in the Fortune 500 was using their software, usually on every single personal computer and server in the company. Is it any wonder that market-leading organizations fear the weird? The end of mass. This is a manifesto about the end of the mass market, about the end of mass politics, mass production, mass retailing, and even mass education. The defining idea of the 20th century, more than any other, was mass. Mass gave us efficiency and productivity, making us, some people, rich. Mass gave us huge nations, giving us, some people, power. Mass allowed powerful people to influence millions, giving us, some people, control. And now mass is dying. We see it fighting back, clawing to control conversations and commerce and politics. But it will fail. It must. The tide has turned, and the mass, as the engine of our culture, is gone forever. That idea may make you uncomfortable. If your work revolves around finding the masses, creating for the masses, or selling to the masses, this change is very threatening. Some of us, though, view it as the opportunity of a lifetime. The end of mass is not the end of the world, but it is a massive change. And this manifesto will help you think through the opportunity it represents. And once again, that is an excerpt from really, really great book. Highly recommend. Can you believe it was way back in 2011 and we're still kind of having these conversations? It's called We Are All Weird, The Rise of Tribes and the End of Normal by Seth Godin. And pretty straightforward question for you. What is weird about you? What's non-mass market about you and your books and your writing and your point of view and your perspective and just who you are as a person? What's weird about you? And how do you bring it into your writing and into your author brand? How does the work that you create go against the quote unquote masses? Hope those are good questions for you. And as always, thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And please drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. I always drop the link in the show notes and kind of share your weird with us. Share your weirdness with us. That's today's assignment. Share your weirdness in Inc. Authors on Facebook. What's weird about you and how do you bring it into your writing? Until tomorrow, happy writing.